Hi, I'm Peter Smith. I'm the editor of Spend Matters UK Europe, the leading procurement website. In this series of videos, I'm talking about the future of procurement, or sourcing, or buying, or purchasing, or whatever you want to call it. Today I want to talk about a particular paradox that actually indicates both an opportunity and a threat for the procurement profession and procurement professionals. And that's all around the increasing importance of suppliers and procurement for organisations. We've recently seen two major surveys done by the procurement outsourcing firm Proxima, who looked at hundreds of leading organisations and worked out how much of their revenues were going on third-party spend as opposed to internal staff costs. Now that's a number I've talked about in presentations written about over the years, and we've always tended to think of procurement spend as being probably broadly similar to the internal staff costs for many organisations. But the Proxima findings are quite stunning actually, and they're quite consistent across the two studies, one mainly UK, one mainly US based, and they showed that something around 68% of revenues on average are spent with third-party suppliers. And the percentage spent on internal staff costs was down at 13 point something. So that means on average, organisations are spending 5 times as much with their suppliers as they're spending on internal staff costs, which is a pretty remarkable figure when you think about it. So looking forward, it seems to me that it's inevitable that as more organisations realise just how important their suppliers are, and therefore how important procurement and contract and supplier management are, they're going to put more focus on the area. But this is where the paradox kicks in, because I also think as senior executives, as budget holders realise how central procurement is to their own success, they may want to take more ownership of it. It's possible that we're going to see more of senior management, budget holders, saying, yes, I know procurement is important. In fact, it's far too important for me to leave it to the procurement department. So it's one thing to say that an organisation is going to take procurement more seriously. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something called a procurement function or people called procurement professionals who actually execute that work. And that's the risk for us as individuals and as a profession. But all in all, this has to be good news. I'll talk in a future video about how procurement can respond to this, but the overall message is clear. Procurement, suppliers and good management of those suppliers is already absolutely critical for organisations and is going to continue to be critical and indeed will get more and more important. That's the positive message, but we have to think about how we respond to the fact that our senior colleagues are going to realise this too, and that might lead to different approaches from them in the future as well.